Do we? Welcome to Tiger Arena and a big interregional clash for the Lady Tigers as they welcome fellow Tigers and Louisville natives Fern Creek. I'm John Smith, joined once again by my partner Noah Knight to bring you all the action. Coming into this one, the Lady Tigers have won 3 straight, all against third region opponents, and 5 out of their last 6. As for the transitioning Lady Tigers of Fern Creek, fortunes have not been the same. Noah, what are your thoughts on this 6th region side?
Well, they come into this game, as we know, 2-10 as compared to the Lady Tigers of Breck County, who are 13-3. 2 big losses for Fern Creek. One being Trinity Ralston, who transferred to Sacred Heart, and Jacayla Thompson, who transferred to DuPont Manual. And those are 2 massive losses that they had. 2 of just 8 players that they lost from last season. And they've also dropped 9 straight games. Their last win was December 6th against Wagner High School. However, Fern Creek did beat the Lady Tigers last season in their meeting. So it's only the second game that we're going to see these 2 teams meet, and Fern Creek come into this one leading the series 1-0.
Like you mentioned, of course, lots of losses for this team. Last season, this team averaged 61.7 points per game, and they lost 55.6 of those 61.7 points per game. And that is an insane loss. They lost those 2 players who led them in scoring, both 8th grade transfers, as well as 9 other seniors. Coming into this year, they only had 1 player return, and that was Joni Yount, a junior guard. Every other player on this roster is a rookie, and that is definitely quite the hill to climb.
And we look at this Fern Creek team this year, averaging 30.8 points per game, and they allow 71.9 points per game, which could be trouble, seeing that this Breckinridge County Lady Tigers team has been one of the most explosive scoring teams that the school has seen. And I definitely think it could be an interesting one. One thing to note is standout for the Lady Tigers. Isabel Grimes will not be playing tonight due to a back issue, but I think the Lady Tigers are looking to cope well with the loss despite not having that presence of her. And I think they do have the star power to make up for the loss.
Isabel, of course, joining the 1,000-point club against Cloverport. Since then, the Lady Tigers have won 2 other games, winning at Muhlenberg County in a massive one where Isabel only took 1 shot and was taken out pretty quickly for the injury. And, of course, the win against Trinity the other day where Isabel was also not included.
And this injury isn't really a recent stemmed injury. This stems back from last year where she did have, I believe it was on 2 occasions, a fracture in her back. And for a while it was okay, and then the problems did start coming back around in that Muhlenberg game, as you mentioned. And I think all it really needs is a little bit of physical therapy and working it out, and she'll be ready to play again. Doctors and trainers have been very optimistic with it, saying perhaps she could be fit for even Saturday. But nonetheless, she will sit this one, and I think it will just serve as good rest for her because she has had a lot of workload put onto her.
Yeah, she is the top scorer on the team as well as the leader in 3-pointers on the year. Also, you did mention earlier Fern Creek on a 9-game losing skid. In that time frame, they've been outscored 706 to 195, putting up only 21.6 points per game versus 78.4 points per game of the opposition. And it has just not been an easy stretch for this team.
It has definitely not looked like the best season for Fern Creek, but as we mentioned, the losses that the team have had to cope with, 2 of their best players, their 2 best players last year for sure, and then on top of that, 6 others who have since moved on, whether that be graduation or transfer, whatever it may be. But the team still looking to bounce back from the losses they've had, because the past 3 seasons they have had a positive record. As we are going to jump into the national anthem here.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor, and that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you, and online at wrightimp.com.
Emptiness. That's what this is right now. And I'm not just talking about the auditorium. Here at Breck Live, we have space for a commercial. Your very own commercial. Kobe. This could have been you, but instead, it's just me, all alone. And I just want to go home.
Here at Breck Live, we have space for commercials. This ad could have been yours.
But instead, you can watch us eat for the remaining time of this commercial.
And we now welcome you back to Tiger Arena. About 2 minutes to go until tip-off. And Noah, you mentioned these teams played one other time. That was last season. How did that one pan out?
Of course, last year I mentioned that Fern Creek did pick up a win over Breckinridge County's Lady Tigers, 62-45. The Lady Tigers were led by Kayla Young and Isabel Grimes, who combined for 26. And Fern Creek had Yunt score 11, and she is the only current member of this Fern Creek Tigers team.
Yeah, of course, as you mentioned there, unable to pick up a win in the first matchup. But there's 2 players in Isabel's absence that have really stepped up and really expect them to come out tonight.
I think 2 players who can definitely even up this series, Cassidy McDaniel and Sydney Tucker. The last 4 games, Cassidy McDaniel has put up 76 points, averaging 19 points over the last 4. And in the last 3 games, Sydney has put up 48 points, averaging 16 over her last 3. Two players who have drastically jumped up their points per game averages.
Yeah, of course.
Just over the course of a few games.
Cassidy against Apollo, 26 points. Absolutely insane, was definitely career high. A player that only averaged 1 point per game last season. This year, she's up to 9.3, and that number was hovering around 6 for most of the year, but these last few games, she's seen that number absolutely skyrocket with some outstanding performances, as she has completely solidified herself into this starting lineup.
Closing in now, the final minute of countdown, and we will jump into the starting lineups of this game.
Oh, another thing to mention, of course, we have a new 8th grader joining the side, of course, the sister of Brock Lucas, Caroline Lucas. Played against Whitesville and had 2 points in her debut. So that was her first game. She might get to play tonight. We'll see how that goes.
She is the only non-high schooler on the team, so it is nice to see the call up.
And we will now send you over to the starting lineups.
Welcome to the Tiger Arena for tonight's game between the Lady Tigers of Fern Creek High School and the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County High School. Let's meet the lineup for Fern Creek. Number 21, Brooklyn Miller. Number 12, Haley Todd. Number 14, Janae Carpenter. Number 15, Amaya Davis. And number 22, Amaya Dawson. And now for the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County High School. Number 5, Skylar Tucker. Number 12, Cassidy McDaniel. Number 14, Sydney Tucker. Number 22, Aaliyah Tucker. And number 24, Natalie Tabor.
One thing to note about this Fern Creek team now is the entire starting lineup is composed of first-year players, rookies, and it'll be interesting to see how they do cope with this far more experienced lineup.
Yeah, their top two scorers evidently not present tonight. Yount and Young, two juniors. But we are just about to get things tipped off underway here. It's going to be Aaliyah, and it looks to be Hodge in the middle. And it's going to be tipped back here to Natalie as she gets things underway.
I believe that was Dawson on the tip, number 22.
Here's Cassidy. Off to Sydney on the left side. Aaliyah, quick pass inside to Natalie. Dribbles it
Finds
back out.
McDaniel for three.
And Cassidy unable to hit
Just
there.
rims out, but it
Quick
will be
rebound
rebounded
there.
there by Sydney. Puts up the first 2 points on the night for the Lady Tigers.
And we may have a little confusion tonight with the Tucker twins as both of them getting the start today. Usually subbing in for each other, so.
But Skylar does wear the number 5, Sydney wearing the number 14.
Davis here on the right side gives it up to Hodge, who takes it to the right. Back out here. Miller makes its way back down to Hodge. Double team, tapped away, and Cassidy comes away with a steal.
Thought that may have been looking like a jump ball, but was just a turnover for Fern Creek. McDaniel off to Tabor, to Sydney, finds Aaliyah, and here is McDaniel back to Tabor.
And Natalie drags it back out here. Quick
Down low to
pass
Skylar.
inside, and Skylar puts it up, no good.
Gets
Quick
her own rebound, and that one will go.
And the Lady Tigers double
Tucker
this early
twins
lead
now.
here.
2 apiece.
That one thrown up there by Davis.
Coming off the foot of Sydney into the hands.
And that was Miller there.
Into the hands of Miller, who puts that one up for 2.
Cassidy takes it up the court here. And the Lady Tigers lead cut in half here early. Cassidy out to Natalie. Whips it over. Makes its way to Sydney, back to Cassidy, down to Aaliyah. She takes it quick inside with the right, no good. Rebounded by Skylar, up, no good. And she puts it up and is fouled. Skylar goes to the line, 6 for 15 on the year, 40%. Started 2 for 9, but has improved since. Foul there against Dawson.
Skylar at the line now. First one is up, and the first one is good.
Second from Skylar. It rolls in off the front of the rim, and the Lady Tigers take now a 4-point lead.
Score now 6-2.
Hodge finds herself in the worst part of the court, and a timeout going to be called here from Coach Shonda Miller. Of course, Fern Creek Shauna Miller, like Chad Mormon, 4th season, sustained a 52 and 35 record coming into this year, but the 2-10 start has really hurt that in these last couple of seasons. First 3 seasons, 19-12, 16-12, and 17-11. But of course, did not lose this much at any point.
Definitely, I would say the worst start they've had.
It is their worst start since 2003. And they went on to eventually win their 13th game, so they moved on to 3-10 that year. And here's Miller to inbound it for Fern Creek, and she gets it into Davis. Aaliyah gets out on her. Davis looks, takes it down the sideline, may have stepped out of bounds, but tapped away, and Cassidy going to come away with it. And a jump ball eventually called. That one going to go back to Fern Creek. They'll take it out underneath the goal.
Possession arrow now with Breckinridge County.
Dawson here, I believe, to take it out. Makes its way in and going to be tapped out as Hodge unable to get to that one.
This one, Miller throws it in.
Nearly stolen away. Here's Hodge on that left side.
Maybe almost got away with the carry there as well as it got stuck on her knee.
And Davis just dribbles it back out. Back over to Hodge. Throws that one up. Hits the side of the backboard, and Cassidy comes away with the rebound. Cassidy getting involved a lot down low, and a great pass to Aaliyah, and a nice finish there as the Lady Tigers extend that lead here early. Here's Davis once again in that corner, and another turnover nearly.
We are seeing that press again for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, we didn't see it employed much against Cloverport, but I'm not sure how long we'll see it here either. Inbound coming from Miller.
As usual, we do see Aaliyah and Sydney there.
And a good find, though. Turned over here on the pass.
Skylar on the...
Drags it out. Aaliyah, we know she can hit a couple of threes, and eventually going to be fouled down low. That one going against Davis as the Lady Tigers take their second trip to the line. Aaliyah with the highest free throw percentage on the team on the year, 40 for 50, 80%.
First one is no good for Mucker.
Aaliyah unable to capitalize on the first one there. She hasn't been as productive offensively after the Meade County game, but other players have stepped up for sure. Her second one is up, and she rattles it in.
Fern Creek do only have 3 subs that they can use.
That is true, and trying to manage that sort of fatigue.
Here is Aaliyah with the steal, and it is now 11-2.
And the Lady Tigers the first to crack double digits here. Of course, the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County. This one tossed up to Hodge. Makes its way.
It is saved, and it is no good. Rebounded by Skylar. Up to McDaniel. McDaniel finds Tabor.
Natalie, good fake.
Drive out to McDaniel.
Her second three on the game is short.
No good.
And
rebounded by Skylar off the bottom of the backboard.
Hodge here makes the pass forward.
Stolen by McDaniel.
And Cassidy takes it down the right. Sydney looks, fakes, may have switched her pivot feet there. Aaliyah, good find though to Skylar, who's unable to finish again. And she's had a handful of chances down low so far this game. But it does make its way eventually here to Davis. Nearly triple team, but a foul going to be called here. That one going against Aaliyah, her first on the night. And it looks like we're going to see Hodge come out of the game for Fern Creek. Davis can't hold on to that one, and Sydney just going to take it up and put it in.
13-2 now, the first double-digit lead for the Lady Tigers now.
And so far, a very solid showing. Really tough right now. What a
Stolen,
find.
stolen, saved, and finds Sydney there.
Davis being stranded back here for Fern Creek. And
Stolen by McDaniel.
Cassidy into Aaliyah. What a beautiful movement. And
What
it
an
makes its
assist
way out
for
to
Mucker.
Sydney. And a nice three. And we're seeing Cassidy and Sydney keep that hot hand right now. Cassidy coming up with a lot of steals, a lot of rebounds so far. And Fern Creek forced to use their second time out of the game. And we're seeing, like we did against Cloverport, phenomenal start from the Lady Tigers.
Another fantastic start for sure. These first 5 minutes, 18-2, 16-point lead. Definitely off to the start that you'd like to see the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County get off to.
I think they're going back. This would be the 4th win in a row for the Lady Tigers. But you cannot overstate, the implications of that win at Muhlenberg County. Did not have Isabel effectively for the whole game, and yet able to come away with a win against one of the top teams in the region. That's got to be a huge confidence booster for this team.
Still talking things over here.
Lady Tigers still keeping the press up. Interesting to see Aaliyah really stepping all the way up now.
Aaliyah leading that press now. Of course, Sydney right behind her.
Davis to Carpenter. Carpenter nearly turns it over and eventually makes its way back to Davis. Here on the left side, Davis takes it towards the middle, drags it back out. And a double dribble there is going to be called against her. And the Lady Tigers will once again get the ball. Looks like Cassidy going to take it at the point. We saw her get some good experience against Cloverport, and really important now as Isabel, of course, on the sidelines. Out to Skylar here, to her twin. Back up, makes its way to Cassidy. And Natalie, wide open three. Her first of the game is right. And Davis comes away with it. She drags it out on this right corner, slows things down. Takes it at Natalie and throws up a layup and knocks it in.
Amaya Davis.
Averaging 4 points a game on the year, 3 rebounds to go with that. And
Tucker over in the corner finds Mucker, and that one is good.
Aaliyah gets the Lady Tigers to the 20-point mark here early. And here's Dawson taking it up the left side. Back to Davis. As Fern Creek looks to set their offense up. Davis takes it all the way, puts it up, rattles out, and Cassidy comes away with it. She's going to find Skylar. Skylar once again on the layup. This one is good. And here's Carpenter.
18-point game.
Dawson gives that one up to Davis. We're at the middle of the court, at that halfway circle. Skylar on her. And Skylar just going to tap this one out of bounds. We'll return to Fern Creek. A couple of substitutions here. We're going to see Hodge come back into the game. As well as Ramaya Williamson come in for the first time.
Brooklyn Miller will take a seat.
And Carpenter to take this one out. She's going to give this up to Hodge, who just subbed into the game, guarded by Cassidy. She takes it left and is going to be fouled. This one going against Natalie, I believe. Or no, and actually going against Cassidy. And we'll be inbounded here underneath the basket from Fern Creek. Thrown in, tipped around. And back up here to Hodge. On the right side, guarded by Cassidy. Williamson with the screen here. And tapped away. Sydney comes away with it, gives it up to Aaliyah. On the left side, takes it down the middle of the lane. Out to Cassidy, another three on the way. This one short again. And eventually going to be tapped out by Aaliyah as Fern Creek regains possession here.
Cassidy just could not push this lead to 20 plus with that three.
Yet to knock one down tonight. She's had a few look really good. We've seen all of them pretty much go in the exact same spot, just short. But here now is Carpenter.
All
Out to
it
Hodge.
takes is her to catch fire, and it can be dangerous for any team.
Here's Carpenter. Gets it back up to Dawson. To Hodge. Takes it left. Guarded by
Hodge has
Cassidy.
it stolen by Cassidy. Cassidy has made up for the lack of offensive impact with the defense for sure.
And Aaliyah knocks down another mid-range shot there. And that will just about wrap up this first quarter. And it will. The Lady Tigers head into the first intermission here, 24-4.
Up 20 now.
And that'll send us over to our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor. And that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you. And online at wrightimp.com.
We now welcome you back to the beginning of our second quarter here. And Noah, of course, the Lady Tigers leading 24-4. What are your thoughts so far early?
I think the defensive pressure is really what's creating these chances for the Lady Tigers. We see Hannah Ratajewski and Lily Critchlow come in for Cassidy and Skylar here.
We did see.
But Aaliyah with a lot of impact in this game, rebounding, finding passes just like the one she made, but
And
right there,
Hannah
Ratajewski
puts it up and
puts
in.
it up.
But yeah, you did mention Aaliyah. She was a big impact, as you normally expect, all over the ball. Playing very high in that press, not something that we're used to seeing. Here's Hodge at 3, that one way off. Tapped around, and Aaliyah comes away with it once again.
Ratajewski may have gotten to it late, but it was just enough pressure.
And
here she is
Aaliyah
again.
coast to coast there and finds Hannah once again.
And I actually,
A quick 4 points for her. Hannah guarding Hodge here.
it wasn't out of the question that maybe Hannah would be who started in place of Isabel, but we did see Skylar take that spot.
Here's Dawson guarded by Natalie. This one makes its way to Hodge, who takes it down the left side.
She loses it.
And that one going to go off her leg. And actually will stay here with Fern Creek. A little confusion here. And Dawson here to take it out once again. She looks. And Aaliyah, just steps on the line there, nearly comes away with the steal. But yeah, you mentioned her, the impact she's having on every part of the ball.
She's
Defense,
scoring,
offense,
she's rebounding,
passing.
she's passing.
She's done it all so far.
The only
And-
thing we have not seen her manage is a block, and we're not even going to put that past her because we know she can definitely.
Certainly expected. Take
And there
there
she
from
is again on the
Sydney,
offensive
and
rebound,
one.
and one.
And Aaliyah going to go to the line for the 3rd time tonight.
Again, like I mentioned, Isabel is a big loss for the team, but it's nothing that I think this Lady Tigers team can't cope with.
Oh, certainly not.
There's a lot of star power, especially looking ahead into the, I guess, more distant future in coming seasons. This team has a lot of promise.
Aaliyah misses that one there. A bit rare to see her miss from the line. But nonetheless, here's Dawson on the right side. Guarded by Aaliyah, and Aaliyah nearly comes away with another steal. A fight for the ball, and not a jump ball, but a walk there called. That one going against Ramaya Williamson there.
It seemed Fern Creek were just a little too eager to maintain possession that it wasn't really a question of how they were going to keep it. Just kind of lost track of what they were doing in the moment.
There's Cassidy, gives it up to Aaliyah, to Sydney. Hannah here has
Hannah
already
with
got
a nice
4.
fake, but
And
that
that one
one
blocked away by Dawson. Lily Critchlow inside now to Aaliyah. Another mid-range jumper. This one long and going to be rebounded here by Davis.
Fern Creek
Davis, a
pressing forward
great
now.
move down the right-hand side, but up and no good. Rebounded by Cassidy. And makes its way to Aaliyah. Some great reversals there from the Lady Tigers. Inside to
Just
Lily
lobbed
again.
into Lily, and a nice fake,
And
followed
up.
by the spinning hook there.
Terrific finish inside. As the Lady Tigers push this lead up to 28 now. Davis takes it right. And another turnover here. This one goes to Sydney. Sydney with options forward. Looks for Hannah. Hannah with the catch, puts it up and
That
rattles
one
out
just
there.
rims out. And there's Aaliyah. Ooh,
And Aaliyah gonna be fouled there as she goes back to the line. This will be her 4th free throw on her 3rd trip. 4th and 5th free throws.
foul on Allie Bradley there.
First from Aaliyah there is up and in. We do see now Natalie Henning coming into the game. As the Aaliyah and Cassidy, the only typical starters in the game now. Aaliyah 2 for 4 now from the line, and second is up and good, 3 for 5.
Skylar checks back in the game for Aaliyah.
And once again, Fern Creek get things going underway here as Davis takes it up. She crosses the timeline here on the left side, takes it to the right, and another turnover. This one, Natalie Henning here takes it down the court, puts it up, can't hit the layup, and the rebound comes away to Davis. Davis on the right, takes it to the middle, out to Dawson. She throws up a 3. That one hits the top of the backboard, and Hannah comes away with the rebound. Here to Skylar. She looks all the way over to Cassidy, thinks about the shot, and just drags it back out here and sets the offense up.
It is a 30-point game, 34-4 here, up
And
by Skylar.
Skylar with another nice finish.
36-4 now.
Skylar with all sorts of chances down low today. And once again, Davis takes it up the middle of the court. And a turnover here, Hannah with a chance for her 6th, and she just picks up the ball there, and that'll be a double dribble.
You can see that she caught herself in the mistake as it happened.
A little anxious there on the breakaway. Had 2 defenders right on top of her.
Lauren Lucas now will check into the game for Lily Critchlow.
Lily did have that nice finish down low earlier.
Definitely just looking to rotate the lineup more. Guarded
Davis
here by Henning.
on the right side. This one up to Miller, back to Dawson. And nearly a steal. It said Cassidy got a fingertip to that one. And that shot is up and no good from Tatiana Briggs there. And
Doesn't even find net, rim, or backboard. Natalie checks back in the game for Hannah now.
here's Lauren Lucas. Out to Cassidy. Looks at another 3. Out to Natalie. She tries one. This one going to go right. Tapped around and eventually rebounded by Fern Creek here. Here's Briggs on the ball. Inside. Tapped
Poked
away.
away by Lauren.
As Davis.
Skylar on the break.
Davis comes back. And Skylar puts up another 2 points. Here once again, Davis guarded by Natalie here. Natalie Henning, that is. Dawson finds Davis.
Nice
and
find there.
I believe the second on, well, no, this foul actually going against Natalie Henning here.
Breckinridge County number 4, Natalie Henning, her first. first, team 30.
This is going to send Davis to the line. 4 for 16 on the year from the line. Fern Creek, a team that really struggles from the line. 68 for 181 on the year, 37.6%, and that first one is no good.
And here it is. We will see Caroline Lucas join the lineup now for Schuyler.
8th grader, of course, scored in her debut against Whitesville.
This being her home debut here, though, at Tiger Arena, getting her first bit of action.
And the second
and
is
will come
no
away
good.
with the rebound.
Here's Cassidy. Pulls up, mid-range, up, and short again. Cassidy been
Gets
short on
her own
everything so
rebound,
far.
and we'll put it back up.
And another
will
one
not
goes
get
short.
That one to go. It
And-
will stay with the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County.
Yeah, that one eventually tapped out there.
Natalie wide open in the corner.
And interesting, Natalie
Caroline with the
Usually-
rebound.
Natalie usually the one to take it out underneath the basket, so definitely trying some things up. We have seen Lauren take it out when she's in the game, but yeah, usually Natalie.
Natalie will put
Natalie Henning here. Natalie
Not
Tabor
get
with
that
the
one.
rebound, up and no good.
plenty
And
of chances on that one, just couldn't come away with anything.
here's Hodge. Gives it up here to Davis. On the baseline, takes it right. Maybe a push off there on Cassidy. Puts this one up and in from Briggs. And Briggs gets the matches now Fern Creek's scoring total in their last game. And nearly a turnover from Lauren on the pass to Natalie. And Natalie, the senior, just going to set things up here. Out to Lucas. Lucas with plenty of room, but eventually finds Cassidy, who puts it up and just rolls out again. Cassidy, very unlucky so far in this one. Here's Briggs on the ball. Gives it up to Davis. Davis gets it across the timeline. Nice pick there from Dawson. And Davis throws this one up. No good. And Cassidy comes away now.
Finds Natalie Henning on the drive, and she will find Lauren.
Lauren puts up her first shot of the game. Rolls out. Dawson, near turnover. As Caroline totally pushing up on the defense here. Bringing a lot of energy so far. And forcing what certainly looked like it must have been a turnover. But I will stay with Fern Creek.
Number 32, Azaria Tucker.
Dawson with the inbound there. Carpenter on the right side. Going up against Lauren. Works herself into the corner. Dawson inside to Briggs. Puts this one up. Just long. Tapped around, and Caroline with a big rebound there. But immediately turns the ball over. And a foul going to be called there.
Caroline now 8th grader with 3 rebounds on the night.
County number 1, Caroline Lucas, her first, team 4.
Caroline does pick up that foul there following the turnover, but a very strong rebound we saw for sure. This one thrown up, no good. Caroline once again, though, and that'll be a foul going against Fern Creek. Clearly a lot of energy out there from Caroline Lucas.
Definitely, I'll say we mentioned the sister of Brock Lucas of the boys basketball team here. Definitely has some characteristics of Brock. We seen her open there on that wing and did do a fake and pass very similar to what we've seen her brother do.
Here she
We'll
is.
find her.
And,
Finds Azaria, who fumbles it.
and Azaria nearly turns the ball over, but my goodness, Natalie Tabor there, a lot of strength. And Aaliyah puts this up. It's going to go long.
Aaliyah saves it,
And
but
a save.
saves it to Bradley there of Fern Creek, and it is tipped by Azaria, stolen into the hands of McDaniel, up to Mucker. Mucker will take it up, and it will be a foul.
And this will be Aaliyah's now 4th trip to the line, 3 for 5 on the night.
Hannah and Sydney will look to check back in here.
About 30 seconds to go until we hit halftime. Aaliyah's first is up, and it is good.
McDaniel and Tabor will check out here.
Malia now 4 for 6 at the line. Second one's up, and it's nothing but net. 5 for 7 now. Struggled early, missed 2 of the first 3, but has turned things around here. Great defense from Caroline there.
The turnover.
Carpenter tried to put all of her weight there, but Lucas unable to hold on to that one.
Loses control, just can't control the dribble there. But I do think she had a very open pass. Will Fern Creek hold for the last shot here? Can they hold for the last shot is a better question.
And Carpenter going to be fouled here. That one going to go against Sydney. 13 seconds to go. Lady Tigers leading 40-6 here. Inbound right at the midcourt line as it made its way to Carpenter. About 7 seconds to go. Looks for a shot. Forced to hold on to it here. Only 1 second. And Dawson's got to fire it up, and she's not going to have time. And that will wrap up the first half of action as the Lady Tigers go into the break, leading 40-6 against Fern Creek.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor. And that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you. And online at wrightimp.com.
Emptiness. That's what this is right now. And I'm not just talking about the auditorium. Here at Breck Live, we have space for a commercial. Your very own commercial. Kobe. This could have been you, but instead, it's just me, all alone. And I just want to go home.
Here at Breck Live, we have space for commercials. This ad could have been yours.
But instead, you can watch us eat for the remaining time of this commercial.
We now welcome you back here to the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County and the Lady Tigers of Fern Creek in this matchup. Lady Tigers currently lead 40-6 here as we get ready for the second half to get underway. And Noah, what really stood out to you in that first half action?
Well, we've seen Aaliyah Mucker all over the ball in all areas. As I mentioned in the first half, I believe the only stat she hasn't recorded is a block. And again, you just don't put those past her either. But Cassidy hasn't gotten off to any sort of start that we would have liked to see offensively, but has definitely made up for it defensively.
We are seeing a lot of Cassidy early, unable to knock down a lot of shots, a lot going short so far. But yeah, like you mentioned, able to heat up at any second. She's been absolutely on fire these last couple of games. And physically, defensively, rebounding, etc. She's been fantastic to start off this one. Aaliyah, though, as well. As you'd expect, pretty typical from Aaliyah. On top of everything, always wants to be the first one to the ball and is absolutely capable of taking down anybody to get to it.
We've got just about a minute and a half before this second half gets underway, and of course it will be a running clock. Clock will not stop.
Will be certainly a tough one for Fern Creek, to say the very least, as they look to at least trim this deficit going into the second half. We have seen a little bit of everybody get involved, though, for the Lady Tigers. We saw Hannah coming with 2 points within 5 seconds of each other, basically. And
of course,
we saw Lily Critchlow get involved down low.
The home debut for Caroline Lucas. She had a lot of hustle in that first half, including 3 rebounds to her name.
Brought a lot of energy there.
And of course, she's not the biggest player on the floor by any means. In fact, I believe when she was out there was one of the smallest people on the floor, but it was,
aside from Hannah, maybe the smallest on the team.
Yeah, for sure. But it was still a solid first half for her as well. And you mentioned in her official debut against Whitesville Trinity, put up 2 points.
But now things look to get underway here.
And it will be the starters back out here to start the second half. How long will the starters be in?
That is curious, but
I don't see it happening the entire third quarter nor the entire second half, but
I think we're going to definitely see some rotations that we're not accustomed to seeing. Of course, not having Isabel, sort of maybe a blessing in disguise for this game. That is, of course, if she is healthy by Saturday as possible. And inbounds it goes to Hodge here on the right side.
first possession of the second half.
Davis inside. She puts this one up. That one goes right and a little long, and Natalie comes away with the rebound. Here's the senior down the court to Skylar, all the way on the right side. Over to Cassidy as she drags it back over to the right side. Hand off to Aaliyah, back to Natalie. Here to Sydney, down to her twin, and some terrific ball movement as Aaliyah there able to finish. And we've seen her all over the place in this game.
She is picking up right where she left off in that first half.
A very
Getting
nice
2 points to
left-handed
start
finish.
off the second half here.
And a
It
quick
is stolen
steal here.
by Skylar.
Skylar
Up to Aaliyah.
and
She will finish that one as well.
Aaliyah keeps racking them up, and that offensive consistency really kicking back into play here. 25 points against Meade County was a season high, but this is definitely a contention. And this will send Hodge to the line here, second player for Fern Creek to go to the stripe tonight. Foul on Skylar Hodge, 2 for 6 from the line on the year. Hodge first is long, and Fern Creek 0 for 3 from the line so far to start this game off. Of course, Davis having a trip in the first half. Second up, and it hits nearly the same spot as 0 for 4 Fern Creek goes. And Cassidy quickly gets things going down to Natalie here on the right side. And Cassidy sets the offense up back at the top of the key. Hand off to Aaliyah again. Looks to be similar to the play we just saw. And Aaliyah gave that one up to Skylar to Cassidy. Natalie tries a three. Short, and Aaliyah puts up another 2 points. And she is absolutely tearing things up here at the first 6 of the half for the Lady Tigers. Here's Hodge. Nearly a turnover there. Davis spins and blocked away from Aaliyah. And there it is.
Block for Aaliyah.
And a great pass here as Sydney puts it up and in. And the Lady Tigers just running rampant right now.
Absolutely all over this game.
Hodge here, she's fouled. She'll go back to the line. That one going against Skylar. Or, I believe, against Sydney. Apologies there.
Caroline and Lily looking to check back in here.
First one is up. Long again. 0 for 5 from the line tonight, Fern Creek.
It will be Aaliyah and Sydney to come out first of the starting 5.
Hodge rolls in, and Fern Creek has their first free throw on the night. 7 to 48 now, and Cassidy takes it up on the left side. Gives it up to Natalie. Looks inside to Lily, who scored earlier. To Skylar, puts it up short. Lily unable to get the rebound. It's eventually going to make its way to Hodge. Hodge here, guarded by Skylar. Gives it up here to Dawson. Down in the corner. And the three on the way there from Briggs. Tapped around, and Caroline Lucas again with a big rebound. Takes it all the way down the court, puts it up, blocked away, and put up back in by Skylar there, who has been putting up more than a couple layups today as she continues that onto her scoring haul. And interestingly, looks like Aaliyah coming back into this game after dominating those first couple of minutes in this half. But out here is Hodge. Pass inside to Davis. Stolen away here by Caroline. Gives it up to Skylar and dribbles it off of Cassidy's leg there. But Cassidy still gets it down the court to Natalie and knocks down a three. And a nice shot there from Natalie. That is her 8th now in the last 3 games, I believe. Here's Hodge. Looks here, finds Bradley. Out to Davis, maybe a push off there on Skylar. But dribbles her way down to the corner, gives it up to Dawson on this right wing. Back up here to Hodge, all the way down to the corner she goes.
Possession, but does regain control of the ball there.
Bradley looks, gives it back up here. This one to Briggs. And she looks to set the offense up, takes it left. Still holds it. Caroline nearly came away with a steal there. And what surely must have been a double dribble on Briggs there. She picked the ball up, but play on, said the ref.
Still does manage to get 2 out of that, curiously, but nonetheless, it is 53-9. Fern Creek will take anything they can get at this point.
Quite the moment there. And Caroline Lucas, though, able to answer on the other end as she puts in her 4th points as a Lady Tiger.
It's her first points at home.
Her 3rd trip to the line on the year. Missed her opening, too. That was against Whitesville. But looks to continue this solid game. The end one up from Caroline. That one long as she now goes to 0 for 3 on her career. Looks to guard here against Carpenter. Out to Davis. Davis takes it right, working against Cassidy. Good change of speed there from her, but Cassidy able to stick. Davis trying to work on that wing, pulls up for 3. Davis hits that one off the top of the backboard, And Natalie here just able to give this one up to Cassidy. Cassidy down the left side, puts it up and puts it in. And Cassidy continues her hot hand as she gets her first 2 points of the night. And once again, Davis here takes it up across the timeline. Fakes left, keeps it central. And out here on the right wing. Nearly a steal there from Aaliyah. Would have been quite sneaky. Davis takes it right, puts it up. That one's short, batted around, and Aaliyah able to get rid of it to Cassidy, who has a great look to Lucas. Puts it up, and she is fouled. She'll be going back to the line. And a great read there from Aaliyah.
Perhaps could set a new career high for herself in only her second appearance.
Certainly still a chance here. And she will shoot her second and third free throws on her second trip tonight. Her first one is up. That one long again.
0-4 in her career now.
Aaliyah does come out now, as well as Lily. This one's up from Caroline and banks it in.
Off the glass, now 1 for 5.
And a new career high for the 8th grader. She's up to 3 now on the night. Davis here at the top of the key. Looks right. A lot of change in direction here, but Sydney not being fooled. Dawson, turnover here. Hannah with a big steal. And Hannah just going to give this one up to Cassidy. Cassidy pulls up, mid-range, up and in. Nice finish there from Cassidy McDaniel.
It is now a 51-point game, 60-9 here.
And the Lady Tigers do break that 60-point barrier now. And eventually going to be called up over the back there, or over and back there. And Sydney Tucker just trying to get things going, trying to get the last shot of this quarter here. Cassidy puts it up, and that one nearly knocks down, but that'll wrap up the third quarter action. The Lady Tigers leading 60-9.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor, and that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you, and online at wrightimp.com.
And we now welcome you back to this final quarter of action in this Tiger clash between Fern Creek and Breckinridge County. Lady Tigers leading 60-9 as we step back into it. Will be Lady Tiger ball to inbound.
Cassidy, the only starter in the game right now for the Lady Tigers.
And here's Caroline, who quickly gives it back to her.
That one up and no good for her, but Ratajkowski can't get that one to go.
And eventually tapped out by her, going to Fern Creek. And here's Dawson. Gives this one up here to Briggs. Takes it down the left side.
Guarded by Henning here.
And just going to dribble it out of bounds.
She loses it, and it will be Lady Tigers of Breckinridge ball.
Cassidy to inbound it, gives it up to Caroline as she takes it across the half-court line. Here to Hannah inside, and the pass a little bit away from Natalie Henning there, unable to get onto it. Taking up the court now is Davis, slowing things down. Guarded by Caroline. Takes it all the way up, and a late call there will send Davis to the line. Davis, her second trip on the night. 4 for 18 on the year. Her first is up, that one long, which moves this team now 1 for 7 from the line, Fern Creek. Second one is up. Same result there. And rebounded by Cassidy. Gives this one up here to Caroline. And she takes it up the left side. Gives it back up to Cassidy. Here to Hannah. 3 on the way. This one is just long. Rebounded by Natalie. And going to be thrown off the foot there, Caroline. And it's going to make its way out of bounds to Fern Creek. As we will see Lily Critchlow come into the game. But at the next dead ball now. Davis. On the ball, top of the key, guarded by Caroline, gives it up to Dawson. Good back cut from Davis, puts it up. That one just long, though, and rebounded by Caroline. Had Cassidy, but a lot of speed there from Caroline, unable to beat every defender. And Cassidy going to go to the line in her first chance of the night. 10 for 15 on the year, Cassidy. As we know, very pure shooter.
Hasn't exactly found her rhythm here tonight, but nonetheless, still a solid performance all around for her.
Second from Cassidy's up and knocks it down. Nothing but net there.
Lily Critchlow checks in for Cassidy McDaniel now.
Lady Tigers 10 for 13 from the line tonight. 65% shooting team on the year, but very solid for the game.
As far as Fern Creek's free throw shooting, about as expected, 37.6% on the year.
Caroline puts that one up, no good. Tapped out by Natalie. Returns to Fern Creek. Dawson. And it's going to have the inbound retaken here. And it's going to get its way back into Davis. Caroline on her, getting a lot of action tonight. The 8th grader. And Davis takes it to the right side. Nearly turns it over. And a jump ball eventually called here. That's going to stay with Fern Creek here. Dawson going to take it out underneath the basket. Does make its way inbound, and this one will come to Briggs. Takes it right, turned over. Natalie with the steal, and she dribbles this thing out. Takes it out on the right side. Here to Hannah. She tries a second three. This one's up just right, and rebounded by Caroline again with, I believe, her 6th rebound of this game. Hannah again. Natalie, she tries one. This one's short and makes its way out to Davis on the right side. Takes it up, puts it up, and that one going to come away short. Rebounded by Natalie. And she finds Lily laughing as she caught the ball, but unable to finish. But on the rebound, she puts it up and in. Seemed really excited to get a hold of that one and put it in.
Lily now at 4 on the night.
And here is Davis. Davis again. Nearly turned it over. Caroline all on top of that ball. And a foul eventually called. That one going to go against Caroline, as we will see Fern Creek inbounded on the sideline.
Azaria Tucker checking in for Natalie Tabor now.
Quick pass in. Davis puts it up. No good. Tapped around, and eventually a foul called on Davis over the back there. Wasn't quite sure what the call was there initially.
Fern Creek at this point, I think, desperately just trying to break 10.
And of course, the score 64-9 here in these final 3 minutes. Here's Lauren on the left, inside to his area, puts it up. No good. Tapped around and tapped out by Breckinridge County. Dawson here gets it into Davis as Fern Creek looks to break that 10-point mark. Davis looks. And
Poked away by Caroline. Will remain with Fern Creek.
great show of speed there from Caroline, able to get a fingertip to that. As we see Dawson look to get it in on the sideline. Tosses it over, makes its way here to Briggs. Davis. And a foul called. That one going to go against, I believe, that one against Caroline again as well. Her third in the game. As we now under the 2-minute mark. It's going to be Dawson to take it out again underneath the basket for Fern Creek. Caroline quickly on that pass to Davis. Hannah playing strong defensively against Briggs as well. Briggs takes it right. Great help defense from Lauren as that ball just rides the sideline there and out of bounds. As we approach the final 1 minute and 30 seconds of the game. This one makes its way into Davis here. Caroline pestering her for the vast majority of this game and just takes that one away. And
Definitely been a thorn in the heel of the time that she's gotten in the game. Thorn in the heel of Fern Creek.
It is interesting to see 8th grader and the freshman dueling it out at the top of the key tonight. But here is Caroline again, out to Lauren. Makes its way to Natalie, to Hannah. And we're seeing some great ball movement here from the Lady Tigers as Natalie unable to knock that one down. Gets a hold of it again to Lauren on the right side, puts it up, and Lauren knocks it down. And a nice finish there from Lauren as the Lady Tigers now lead 66-9 in these final 30 seconds. And we're seeing a lot of frustration there from Davis. Definitely getting more physical than she needs to be. And Briggs there gives it up.
The game is a contest well over by halftime even.
And that one makes its way
Definitely
to
not that much, not any reason for any frustrations like that.
Definitely don't need to be throwing hands at the elbows or hands at the throats there for sure. And will be final seconds of the game. And that will wrap things up.
Final score 66-9. What a game for the Lady Tigers of Breckinridge County.
And the Lady Tigers do pick up a massive interregional win here, 4 straight. And they'll be taking the next one on Saturday, going to Ohio County. Next broadcast will be North Bullitt next Tuesday.
This pushes the Lady Tigers now to 14-3 on the year. And with that, we will wrap it up in the booth from John Smith and Noah Knight. That's all from us.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor, and that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you, and online at wrightimp.com.
Emptiness. That's what this is right now. And I'm not just talking about the auditorium. Here at Breck Live, we have space for a commercial. Your very own commercial. Kobe. This could have been you, but instead, it's just me, all alone. I just want to go home.
Here at Breck Live, we have space for commercials. This ad could have been yours.
But instead, you can watch us eat for the remaining time of this commercial.
I'm John Smith, joined here with 8th grader Caroline Lucas. And Caroline, just had a few questions for you. How did you feel when you got called up? Knew you were getting called up to the varsity squad?
Honestly, I was pretty nervous going up with such great teammates. I love watching them play, and I was very nervous to play with them because I know they play at such a great speed and skill.
And speaking of playing, got a lot of minutes out there tonight. What's that feel like?
It's fun, really fun. I just like be able to get the experience in. It's really fun to just get out there and play with them. They support me really well, and they're just really great people to play with.
And you put up a very good, solid physical performance. Got a lot of rebounds. And speaking more on that, what's it like being on a team with so much momentum, playing really well at the moment?
It's awesome because they're just great, and to be on a team with them, it just feels like surreal because their team is just great and best high school team
Yeah.
I've seen in a while.
Playing really well.
Yeah.
Four straight wins now.
Yeah.
And going to Ohio County on Saturday. So
Yep.
I'll be there then.